Very educational. And now we're going to talk about best games that came out in 2006. Our game of the year for 2006.
Yeah. Now I know what you might be thinking. Why 2006? Would you like the answer, Kerry?
Jeremy, why 2006?
I don't know. When I suggested that we do a game of the year for a year that is not even close to the current year, that is the year that my thumbs decided to type.
I like you didn't pick one of those like God release years. You know, when people are like, "Oh, 2007 best year in video games," or like, "Oh, 2011 best year in video." Like, I'm glad you didn't pick one of those.
There's another universe where I did, because like I said, I didn't actually know what year I was choosing. I didn't know what games came out in 2006 off the top of my head.
And like at the same time, there's a good chance we will get to those as well. And that's fine. Yeah. But I like that we're just in this, let's pick this moment in time and see what we come up with. So we're going to go down like our top 3 picks from here, but I'm going to run down a list of other games that I didn't play or didn't enjoy as much, that didn't make my top 3. And it's also going to be games that I've heard of since, that it's like, oh, these are the games that came out that year. Here's the context for it.
Like Gun.
Gun. I did see the PSP version. Did the actual version of Gun?
I believe so.
Come out
I could be wrong, but I believe so.
Oh, should I look it up?
Well, Gun was a PS3 game, wasn't it?
Even if I look up Gun game, like that's not.
That's Call of Duty.
Yeah. Gun release date 2005.
Oh, okay.
5th of November 2005. Yep. Damn, shame we can't talk about Gun in this episode. We'll have to wait for the 2005 Game of the Year discussion, everyone.
Went off half cocked.
Classic Jeremy.
Yeah.
So games that aren't in my top 3, and I realize I run the risk of saying some games that might be in yours, but there was one that I knew would be, and I haven't put that in here, so that'll be a surprise for everyone. But other games that I've got here, just to give the context, a game we've already spoken about on this show, Final Fantasy 12, came out in 2006.
Right, this episode. Right.
Yeah, this episode. What do you think I was going to say?
I don't want to spoil it because I know it's going to be on your list.
Oh, okay. We'll see. Final Fantasy 12. Did I really not put this in my list? Oh, I'm gonna chuck that in there and do a quick rearrange. Also, Wii Sports, because obviously the Wii came out that year. Need for Speed Carbon.
Yeah,
Battlefield 20.
I think maybe I need to really give just a tiny bit of context to what 2006 was, because it was a while ago. It's hard to remember what year that was.
Oh, what, in terms of like consoles? And
yeah, just like, so 2006 included the announcement that Intel were going to begin developing the Core processors. So Intel Core began in 2006. To really throw you back.
I'm really glad. Sorry, you're right. I forgot how important 2006 was for Intel.
It was. The first MacBook.
That was the last time we spoke about Intel on this show.
I don't know.
Okay, sorry, go
on. What? The MacBook Pro. What?
I thought you were going to talk about video games.
I'm talking about technology. This is all related.
Okay. All right, cool. I'm on the same page.
Break.
Sorry.
The PS3 was released.
Oh.
In November. And then a week later, the Wii was released.
Wow, is that a week later?
A week later.
What was AMD doing?
I don't know. What was on my list? 2006, the year of the year of the execution of Saddam Hussein.
It's not funny.
And finally,
finally,
Amiga OS 4 was released.
What the fuck is that?
It's an operating system.
For what?
For Amiga 1 users.
What? Okay. It's not. It's not that funny.
I just wanted to transport you back in time a little bit. You know.
Now we all know where we were in 2006.
Kerry, where were you when Intel released the Core brand?
I heard. Stop. Oh my god. I haven't laughed this hard on the podcast.
It's only been 3 weeks, because last time we laughed this on the podcast is when I was talking about Skype for Business on the Wii U.
Yeah.
That hurt.
Good lord. That is going to take me a while to recover from. Okay, now that we've all reoriented ourselves back with the versions of ourselves that are 16 years younger.
Yeah. Where
thanks to the Amiga operating system.
I can give you some more 2006 facts if you'd like. I've got plenty more. In October 2006, WikiLeaks was founded.
Okay.
Do you remember where you were when WikiLeaks was founded?
Pardon? Was I there? No. Yeah. I was at school. I was 11.
That was the 2006 Winter Olympics.
Yep, that makes sense. Where was that one?
Turin, in Italy.
Oh, they have winter there?
Yeah.
Wow.
They do.
Okay. Let's get back to the game.
The moment I saw your eyes just go, oh no, when I brought up the execution of Saddam Hussein. Oh, goodness gracious. All right. Let's get back to it. Tell me about the games that came out in 2006.
All right, just going to go over the like 3 I got through. We got Final Fantasy 12, Wii Sports, Need for Speed Carbon. Battlefield 2142. Have you heard of this game?
Yeah.
Yeah. I desperately wanted to buy and play this game, but I didn't have anything I could run it at the time. It sounded so cool. Futuristic Battlefield sounded so cool. Apparently it was fine. I never got to play it. Didn't really last that long. Wasn't really that well loved.
No.
But man, little 11-year-old me was so keen. Those are ones that I knew stuff about, but other ones that I like recognized was Trauma Center on the Wii, which was that game where you have to like use the Wii remote to like stitch patients together and like do surgeries and stuff like that. And the reason that one caught my eye is because I played like Flash. Yeah.
Because the Wii came out in November of 2006.
It sure did. This was one of the launch games, I think.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. And it was like I played a Flash game that was really like it, and so I was like, oh, maybe that'd be interesting, but like, no, I never got to it. It was pretty intense. It's apparently there was a DS title first, so this was the Wii version.
Right.
So keep that in mind. It probably wasn't the first Trauma Center. Also, I saw this. I couldn't help but mention it. Did you know they put the Age of Empires, the first game, on DS?
I didn't know that.
It's wild, right?
Yeah.
I can't fathom wanting to play that game like that, but you know,
neither can I.
Go get it if you want it. Star Fox Command, Yakuza, the first game.
Right. Okay.
The first Just Cause
Right.
Bionicle Heroes.
Good game. Probably not.
Bionicle Heroes on PlayStation 2, Game Boy Advance, Microsoft Windows, Xbox 360, GameCube, Wii, and Nintendo DS.
Yeah, that's the one. Third-person shooter.
I never played it, but I put that one in there for us. I like Bionicles, but you especially.
Yeah. The other day, I was at work and we're in a video meeting, and my video meeting, like the background that gets generated behind me, I've got is like a bunch of Bionicles. And so it sort of looks like I'm one of them, like in like a line.
Of course.
And one of my coworkers was next to me and he goes, "Oh shit, are those Bionicles?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, they are." And he's also supposed to be in that meeting, but he was in our area, so he just joined via just sitting next to me on my laptop, and he was on the other ones. He's like, "Oh cool, I'm the ice one." And I looked at him and I was like, "Yeah, you're Kopaka." And he's like, "Why do you know that?" And I'm like,
Well, I mean, you're the one who's got the background there in the first place. Like, It's not there for no reason, buddy.
Yeah.
Why do you know that? Why? Next time you're at work, you need to ask that person where he was when what was the Amiga 1? When the Amiga 1 was released.
I don't know, I closed the tab.
Other games that came out during that time. We've got the first Gears of War game. That was a big deal when that came out. I remember posters all over the train station. And that was a big, big, big deal. And I was far too young to even begin to think about playing that game.
Yeah.
Same. Although that's a whole other conversation. The first brain training game, although it had been out in 2005 in Japan, came to North America in 2006, and then all other regions later as well, obviously. First brain training game.
They're good games.
I never played one, but they were huge, and I know you've got your history with them and your mum as well.
Yep.
Okami, which I've never played. I've heard it's a great Zelda-like. It's been on like every platform that came out 10 years after that it came out on.
Yeah, it's it's very long, which is why I've never finished it, but started it like 7 times. Right,
okay. And then the final list in my like context tab is Elite Beat Agents. Have you ever played that game, Jeremy? So that game, it's kind of like it's a rhythm game on DS. It was really cool. It's the kind of one where it's like you have to press the circles as they come up on the screen, like 1, 2, 3, and then like the third one would maybe be like hold and trace the line over to the left side of the screen, and it'll always be in time with the music. So there were really cool tracks. Great animations on the top screen, and then you're always tapping in time. It was really well liked. I played it on someone's like hacked DS at a summer camp, my family's summer camp, and there was like a community of people that people knew from work and their kids.
Right.
And this person had it, and I played it there, and it was sick. And that's all I know of Elite Beat Agents, but I've heard a lot of people talk about it since then, and it came out in 2006.
I've not played it, no.
Along with the Amiga 1.
Amiga 1 OS, thank you.
Amiga 1 OS, sorry. Amiga 1 OS. Jeremy, do you want me to start, or shall you start with your first top 3 one?
I'll start with my number 3. They are ordered.
Oh, okay. I don't have mine in any order, but
that's fine.
Good. I'm glad you do.
I just happened to know what mine were.
Great.
Number 3, Pokemon Diamond and Pearl.
Fuck, you kidding? No. I don't think so, Jeremy.
Is that wrong?
I think that's 2007. Oh. No. Google, don't tell me I'm wrong. That's impossible. Okay, so it came out in Japan in 2006.
Right, that would be why it's on the Wikipedia page I was looking at.
Yeah, and then North America AU, it came out after that, 2007. You're not wrong. I'm going to let you have it.
All right, yeah. Let's just say, and I did do this for at least one of them, I would have imported it and then downloaded a fan translation.
Oh, interesting.
Well, like not imported, but like downloaded it and then got a fan translation to play.
I have a similar story regarding specifically these games, but do your bit first and come back to me.
Oh, just like I think that they were the last good Pokemon games. That's not true. That's not true. I think it was the last best ones, like specifically Platinum after the fact, but like sure. Diamond and Pearl like were the last of what I think about as like really like the classic style Pokemon games. The other ones, like they went in places like Black and White would probably be part of that, but I think that one just wasn't really super popular.
It was a bit of a strange departure. And I agree. It kind of hasn't really hit that, at least with my sphere and my enjoyment since then.
Like I know, like my old housemate like swears Black and White about it. That like it's one of the best Pokemon games. Story-wise and everything. But like the ones after, like they moved into 3D a lot more, and then they did like Mega Evolutions, and it sort of started to get a little bit gimmicky.
Yeah, totally. A bit unwieldy.
Yeah, but yeah, Diamond and Pearl, also my first Pokemon games that I like bought as myself. Like they were mine. I've spoken about Diamond and Pearl in the past.
Yeah, like all three of us have. Like June as well. That generation is important to all of us. I had a friend of mine and so looking at this, I can see why I would want this. It came out in North America 2 months before it came out in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
And a friend of mine was going to America in that 2 months, and he was like, "Hey, like if you give me some money, I can buy you a copy when I'm over there. And when I come back and give you a copy, and we can start playing it early." And we did that. He got Pearl, I got Diamond. I eventually lost that copy, which was a shame. But then when I bought a new one to replace it, it was still an American copy, which I was really happy with.
It might be the same one. You never know.
That would be upsetting.
Well, I mean, in terms of like you lost it somewhere and then someone else found it, played it a bunch, and then traded it in, and then you bought it.
I don't think it would be, because like the second one I got had the case, but I still had the case for the first one.
Oh, look, sometimes life just happens like that,
Life finds a way.
Yeah.
So yeah, I imported that game.
What's yours?
That's a good point. Let's see. One of the first ones I got up here on my list. Oh, there was a fourth one. I'm bumping Burnout Revenge. Burnout Revenge, I love you. But I've had to bump you for Lego Star Wars 2, the original trilogy. Is that on your list, Jeremy?
No, it's not. But I did heavily consider it.
Yep,
it's very good.
Yep. It's magnificent. Not only because like it's the original, like it's Lego Star Wars. It's some of the original Lego games, which are all great. But the iterations on the first Lego Star Wars game were really good. The different characters and it felt just a bit smoother, just a bit cleaner. And there was a lot to do. I just remember really enjoying this one. I've got a story about Lego Star Wars 2. I was playing it pretty. It was the day we bought it. Came home, and I was getting ready to play it, and we walked into the kitchen, and at my mum's house, the backyard, the back door, the back wall basically is a lot of windows. You can see a lot of the backyard through the kitchen, which is a pretty large open plan. Blah 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 whatever. And our neighbor's tree had fallen down on our fence, and I was like the first through the door, and like our bird was there. I don't think we had a dog yet. I walked out there and I was like, "Whoa!" And I was like, "What?" I'm like, "The tree fell down." They're like, "What?" And so that night was me sitting there playing Star Wars until the SES came and like took a chainsaw to the tree and cleared it out and took it out. And I'd like play, and then I'd go look, and people like standing around. There were floodlights in the backyard, and then I got bored and I went and played some more. And that's my fondest memory of that game. I played it a lot. I played it with lots of different people with different times, and I played free play and all of that. But my fondest memory is playing it when there was a tree falling down in my yard.
Oh, look, you create the memories based around what's happening around you in very specific moments. It's all part of it.
Yeah, that was a great Friday night.
My number 2.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Blue Rescue Team.
Oh, why didn't I see that on my list? I'm going to fact check you on this one as well.
I did just look that one up. Australian release date was 2006.
Okay, great.
Yeah, I just like I've also once again spoken about this game at length in the past, but like it is a very, very wonderful story with excellent characters, and it was the first of that series. And like I can still play through that whole game and still get a little bit misty-eyed at the end when it gets very sad. And it was also the first Pokemon game I ever played. It was my my introduction to Pokemon video game.
Had you watched the cartoon before that?
I'd seen some of the cartoon, yeah. So I knew some of the Pokemon, but I didn't know many because, like, you know, like you
weren't in it.
Yeah, you don't have a Pokedex in fucking the cartoon.
Yeah.
To like look through and stuff, and you don't have a Pokedex in Blue Rescue Team either, but you have at least characters you can keep going back and forth to. So.
Yep, totally. What's my second one here? One I got written down here, and this isn't one I owned, but I played a whole lot of, is Guitar Hero 2. Soundtrack for this game is unreal, and like it's got some in there that I'm not that familiar with, but like there are some that I'm introduced to because of this game, and some that like I only know because of this game, which is pretty classic Guitar Hero, that are so good and were specifically so fun to play in this one as well. Like Cherry Pie was really good, and like Carry On My Wayward Son, Freebird is on there. Like
these are all good songs.
So many good ones, to the point, and I never got to play this, but I really wanted to get Guitar Hero Greatest Hits for the Wii, because what they did with that one was they brought in songs from like Guitar Hero 1, 2, and then like Aerosmith 1 and the ones in between that didn't have full band support, and they brought in some of the greatest hits of those, updated the guitar tracks, gave them a bass track, a drum track, and a vocal track when applicable, and then brought them to modern systems. And I wanted to do that because a lot of the really good ones from Guitar Hero 2 were on there. But that's the first Guitar Hero game I played. My, at the time, stepsister's boyfriend brought it over. We played it like all weekend, and I remember getting better at it and seeing when my stepsister was doing what with it, and it was like, oh, you got to the end? Oh, you're trying hard now? I can't handle that fourth note. How do you do that? Like, you can only learn Guitar Hero once, I feel like.
Yeah.
And that was a really, really, really fun time.
Yep. Cool. That's a good one. My number one, you know what it is.
I know what this is. This one I did see on the list. And it was one I saw. I was like, oh, I can't say this. I got to let Jeremy say this.
Yeah. It's Gun. No,
it's 2005, Jeremy.
It is Kingdom Hearts 2. It's like it was for a long time my favorite game of all time. It still battles Shadow of the Colossus. It still battles Bloodborne. Playing through it again last year or the year before, I still think it holds up incredibly well. Like the feeling of it, I think, is like still really wonderful. And you know what? It's you can draw a direct line from that game to Final Fantasy VII Remake. It is just like it's. I play those games the exact same way. They feel like a successing to me. So yeah, I don't know. Like I think that game was and still is the best in the Kingdom Hearts franchise.
I was going to ask you that.
And I don't know. Like I think about that game quite a bit in terms of like where the story goes, where it ends, and the character moments in that game. And I think that they're all really like really high class, high quality stuff. It's all like I think that game is probably like a 9.5 out of 10 for me, I think.
Wow. Right.
And like the only like half stuff is like there's some fluff around that is like optional but like not great, and there's like a couple like bits here and there, but I think for the most part I think it's a 9.5 out of 10 for me.
That's awesome. Yeah. I saw that there. I was like, oh, this is on Jeremy's list. Did you get it when it came out? I think we spoke about this like a month ago when we did the anniversary, but like...
I think I either got it that Christmas or the Christmas after.
Right. Because no,
it would have been...
I remember like you played one right before 2 came out or something like that, and so like you were ready for 2?
Yeah, I might have... Maybe I did buy it that year. I don't remember when it was. I remember I got it for Christmas, but I don't remember what Christmas it was. But yeah, I played one, I think, the year prior.
Yeah, cool. So it was you were fairly contemporary with it.
Yes. Yeah.
How old would you have been? Like 8, 9?
9.
Yeah.
Ish.
Prime time. It was funny how everywhere that game was. I just saw the cover of it everywhere, and it always confused me. I'm like, why is Mickey Mouse here? Like, it's such a dramatic cover with them all staring off into the different parts of the night sky, and fucking Goofy's there.
Yeah.
So then the one that's on the top of my list. Do you know what this one might? What?
Yes, I know what this is.
What is it?
Go on. You want me to guess?
Yeah, I reckon. Tell me.
Aragon.
Was Aragon 2006?
I'm pretty sure it was, buddy.
Aragon, the movie, the game. When did you come out? Video game. From the 2006 movie. It was 2006! Yes! Fuck you, Twilight Princess! Aragon, the video game. Let me tell you about this Christmas when I got this game after seeing this movie that I didn't like that much based on the books that I love to this day. This game, well, I'll tell you what happened. I was at my relative. You really opened the can of worms here. I was at my relatives for the Christmas. I was at my uncle's and his kids, my cousins. And they always want to watch the Boxing Day cricket match. And it was raining in Melbourne when we were doing that. It wasn't raining where we were in New South Wales. And so it would rain and the match would get cancelled. And my cousin would be like, you want to play more of this game you got yesterday? I'm like, okay. And we cannonballed the whole thing in a day. And then I went on to like 100% that game on my own many times afterwards. That game rules. Hang on, what's this line here? The game was generally received poorly by critics. Combined sales in North America were over 400,000 copies.
Oh, dear, dear.
Thank you for bringing that up. Developed by Stormfront Studios. What are they doing these days? Nothing. Defunct March 31, 2007. Amazing. No, The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess is one I had written down here. Thank you for filling in that gap of mine, though, Jeremy. Sneaking in an honorable mention. Twilight Princess, when the Wii came out, was a really interesting time because it was up until 2020. This had been the most scarce and most highly sought after console that I'd experienced, I'd been a part of. Everything before that, I was either coming too late, so it didn't matter, or didn't have quite this high demand. But the Wii was it. Everyone wanted the Wii. Like, it was ridiculous. And so on Christmas, they were like, hey, we've got you a Wii on pre-order. And then when it came over, when it finally arrived, I called my friend. I was like, hey, do you want to come over? It's the weekend. The thing arrived. We could play it all weekend.
The weekend.
It was a great weekend. I like that. And that was 2007 by that point. But did you just get a message on Steam? We've got one group chat on Steam with Jeremy, me, and friend of the show, Ollie. And he just sent a message to us out of the blue for no reason.
He sure did.
Okay, cool. I saw your eyes go to the corner. I'm like, I got to bring this up. So Twilight Princess. First Zelda game on the Wii, developed originally for the GameCube. I watched my stepbrother play a lot of the start of the game. Oh man, I thought it looked amazing, and I loved the concept of actually swinging the sword. And it does one of my favorite Zelda things, which doesn't happen that much these days, but you could do with the motion sword, the motion control sword motion, which is walking around and slashing your sword without stopping. Which is great. So you can just walk through and just slash, which is really good for cutting rupees. I don't know, it's a weirdly specific thing, but it's a very satisfying action to take in Twilight Princess.
Right. Okay.
This is one of those games I wish they'd bring the Wii U remaster to Switch.
Right.
And I don't know if they will, but whenever they do, we'll see.
It's part of that collection that's been rumored for fucking ever now.
Yeah. Then where is it though?
What's Nintendo? They just do whatever. They just decide.
I know, but they might just do whatever and not release it.
They might. They fucking might.
I can't hope. I can't dream.
They won't
let me.
They'll wait until they have to push Breath of the Wild, the sequel, back another year
to 2024,
and they'll bring. I reckon the 3D Zelda remake will come out this year because Breath of the Wild 2 had to be pushed. I reckon we'll see it in 2.5 months.
Yeah,
and it'll be released by the end of the year.
Okay.
But the rumor is it's been finished forever.
Yeah, but like we haven't actually seen it.
Yeah, I know.
The one we heard like substantial rumors for, we saw. They came out with it last year. It was Skyward Sword. So like, yeah. But yeah, Twilight Princess was so cool. Like it was. I remember this was right around the time when I was starting to watch more video online, and I saw the trailer for Twilight Princess. This trailer is kind of epic for people who are on the internet in like 2005. But it's got that animation of him swinging the sword and then like twirling it around behind his back and straight into the sheath behind him. Like, and he does that when he kills a boss in the game every time. It's like, oh, it's so sick. It's a bit from the trailer. But this, yeah, I know a lot of people who played this who were sort of a bit more, who were a bit older and bigger fans of Ocarina of Time didn't enjoy this game as much because it was like derivative, but not different enough, but not the same enough. Like, it had a hard job to be the next Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think it did an awesome job. The intro is really long, sure, but it tells a great story. The art style, I don't think it's traveled very well. I don't think it's aged very well, but it looked amazing at the time. I like this game a lot.
Cool.
Yeah.
I think
Aragon, though.
We need to give an honorable mention as well to Wii Sports.
Yeah. One of the highest selling games of all time.
Yep. And, a good one as well.
Yeah.
It's a good game.
It is. I played so much. I played a bunch of that. The one I played the least probably was baseball.
I think I played golf the least, only because it took way longer than all the others.
Totally. But bowling and tennis, man, they were so good. I used to play those a lot with
boxing's in the
brother.
middle.
Yeah, boxing's in the middle. That's really silly and really inconsistent, but good fun.
Yeah.
It was fun when people would come over, make their Miis to put into Wii Sports, and then you never saw them again. And then you're scrolling through your Miis 4 years later, and you're like, who's like Ragnar?
Yeah. Remember when I took your Switch?
Jeremy, there's only like one. There's two Miis on my Switch. One of them is the one I made, which looks normal, and then there's the monstrosity you made.
Yeah.
I was playing the Mario Kart DLC tracks the other day with Sam, and I was trying to pick a character that would make me drive worse, and I almost picked your Mii, and then I didn't want to look at it, so I didn't. We should post that on Twitter. But yeah, something so good. There was a time when my brother and I, we went, we'd play tennis at like every 1 or 2 nights. We'd play for 5 to 30 minutes, and there were close matches when it was the two of us.
Yep.
It's so good. Have you had any interest in the Nintendo Switch Sports or Sports Online or whatever they called it? I have had interest in it. I don't know if I'm going to pick it up. I think I'm going to wait until the rest of the games are in it. Okay. Because some of them are not. There are some omissions in this one, which is like golf.
Yeah, but it's also like, what are you doing? Like, what is,
if it's coming in this hot, then what?
Like, what is going on? These are sports games. These are like, you made these before.
Yeah,
I'm not quite sure. What are we doing?
Because it's shipping physically with the leg strap, I wonder if maybe like they hit that date and they were like, look, we can get the others out, but like we've hit this physical deadline. Like we actually just need to start going. That's still really weird. So yeah, no, it's not great, but I wonder if that's a peculiarity with this game that I wonder if that had an effect on it. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, no, it's I have thought about it. I don't know. Might wait for a drop a little bit in price. Play some Chambara. Yeah. It's already like $60? Isn't it already cheaper? I've got no idea. No clue. Let's look that up. Did you say hopefully?
No, I said I've got no clue.
Oh, no clue.
I'm not that mean.
JB's got it for 59, which is generally
Can I get it without the leg strap? Because I've already got a leg strap.
I think you could probably buy it digitally.
All right, okay.
Show Nintendo. Yeah, how much is it, Nintendo? Oh, you're not going to show. Yeah, get digital. Here we go. Is this going to take me to their store? Wow, it is. $56 digitally.
I'll get it physically for $4 more.
You can wear 2 leg straps. For no games that support that.
Yeah, well, Ring Fit, but you need the...
Not 2 leg straps.
No, yeah.
It seems weird that they've come out with that and it's like 6 games. I like Wii Sports Resort a lot.
Yeah.
I like sword fighting. It's fun. Well, that's about it, everyone. That was 2006. Where were you when Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess came out? What did you do on Boxing Day in 2006? Were you playing Aragon when it was raining during the test match? I'll bet you were. If you weren't, tell us what you were up to on our socials. We're on Twitter. That's when you can see where every episode goes up.